Morning. Sun's almost up. Up over the ridge anyways. Warm it up a little bit. Dry the tent out. Gets a little wet from the dew. And then we'll pack up. Gets chilly here at night. Sun's up. At least over there. Try to decide if I want to wait around for the dry my tent out. Just pack it. Get some sun over here too. It's beautiful out this morning. Alright, I'm all packed up and out of there. Heading back to the trailhead. I'm going to do a day hike today. I think it's like 15 miles. And then camp at Mammoth Campground tonight. Such a beautiful morning. Back to trailhead. Looks like there's only 2 people spent the night in there last night. Got a bison leading the parade. The hike I'm doing today starts out by Mammoth Springs. Let's see if I can get it up on my phone. Alright, so it's gonna hiking this way down to here, and then keep going, and then I'm gonna hike the summit hike here, and then sheep eaters cliff right there, and then hike all the way back down here. It says 14.5 miles. Oh, didn't even notice this. There's a little bit of springs going on right here. Smells nice and sulfury. I saw Golden Gate on there, but let's see. A little bit better. So this is what we're doing. I'm going to come down this way. This doesn't really have the whole hike here. And then this Bunsen Peak trailhead right here, and then do the summit hike to there. It's not, it's only like 1,600 feet elevation gain over 4 miles. And then over here, that's where the sheep herders cliff is, and then back. There's a trail, they don't show it here, but there's a trail that walks along this road back to here. I think I saw this one from the other side. I think you can see this from that little scenic route that's just right over there. That's a pretty good view from there, though, especially this time of day with the sunlight. All right. Just hiking along, looking at this rock, and then sitting on top of it, something brown, and then I didn't realize it was a marmot until it moved. You're a cute guy. I was just passing by, so don't pay me any mind. I'll probably get up and run once I start walking by. Nice shady tree walk through here. Alright, we're getting into a little scenic area. Kind of cool looking. I've seen it quite a few times just driving through the road that goes through that pass. Nice view. It's a little hazy out, so it kind of ruins it a little bit, but it's kind of like the way the trail was looking here, where got the mountains in the background and a steep hill down. Oh, here we go. That's nice, though. The sun's got that lit up really beautifully. So somewhere out here says there's hoodoos. Just another stop to take a picture of this again before we lose it. Looks like I'm getting ready to go down into the canyon. It looks like that is Bunsen Peak, and if you look, I'm sure you can't see on the camera, but I can see the trail going to the peak right there. The Cathedral Rock must be a rock over there someplace. I don't know exactly where it is. All right, but that's where I hope to be in a couple hours. Beautiful in here. We're back. This is on the back side of that Silver Gate Pass that you drive through. It's got all those silver rocks in it jutting up. So it's not, at least in here, it's not as dramatic as it is over there, but and you can't really, trail doesn't go through there, so you're not like immersed in it, like the road goes straight through them. Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's like a cave down there. Ooh. Lots of rocks jutting up. Try to trip you while you're filming. Whoa. Yeah, you can see them pretty well. It's a nice view of them. Yeah, this is much better than driving through them. Not many people do this loop. There was a mention on one of the trails that the trail I'm taking out is like Bunsen Peak Road. It did mention that mostly it's a bike trail and ski trail in the wintertime, but it's also used by RXers, because I don't really know what that means, that do the Bunsen Loop hike from, what I'm doing now. Do it all the way from Mammoth. So I guess I'm not the only person that's ever done this. So currently there's no fresh footprints in the ground. Wow, this is really beautiful though. Let's see what's on the other side of here. I think that's the end of that pass. There's some bear scat on the trail back there. So I'm singing the Bear Go Away song. Oh, nice and beautiful here. Wow. Look at the views first and then get back to singing to scare the bears away. Alright, well, I don't see any bear tracks, so I can't tell because it's hard. It's so hard to tell. Because occasionally there's something that looks like it could be a bear track. But nothing's really making imprints on the ground except for the deer. Alright, well, let's get back to singing. We don't want to scare the bears. That seemed to work. I didn't run into any bears. And it looks like we're coming up on a scenic viewpoint. Ooh. cliffy. All right, so the trailhead for that is just like right over here. Fortunately, I think the road comes up, so I don't think I have to go all the way down and then all the way back up. I hope. A lot of work gaining all this elevation. I definitely would be dangerous to ski down that. Get down to the end there, we have to turn and you don't turn. Woo! That's quite the ski jump. The trailhead where all those cars are parked. So it looks like I do get to climb down after all. That's beautiful up here. Man, I want to go over here and take a look at this view. Nice. Alright, so far this has been an excellent hike. Wish I had some loop hikes that went up into the mountains and came back down, but almost everything here is point to point or in and out. And I don't care for in and out hikes. And I don't have a second vehicle to do point to point. I have to get somebody to come with me sometimes if you guys get a car. Look at that view from here. Wow. Oh, you can see that waterfall. Sort of. Pretty far away, so. And we're gonna back into the woods. I might have to start singing again, I don't know. But I won't torture you guys with my singing. It says the Howard Eaton Trail here, but you see, it was only 3.8 miles from Mammoth to here, so I'm surprised people don't do it more. They should make it an official trail instead of like 6 different trails that you have to map out yourself to figure out that that's a loop trail that you can do. And I made it to the trailhead for Bunsen Peak. Hi. So it's 5 miles to the road, it looks like, which it goes back, but I was also going to do sheep herder. Oh, here we go. An updated map now. All right. So I just did this, came down this trail here. Now we're going to do this back here, and then I want to do this here, the Osprey Falls, and then we're taking the Park Road back. All right, so, and looks like this is what we want. Peak. All right, it's 2.1 miles to the peak. So that's a decent climb because I think it was 1,600 feet elevation gain. Up a little ways. Looks like we got a scenic overview here. See what it looks like. It's just a road view. So that's where I was at earlier. I was just right there. Hiked through there, and I could see that peak from there. And I could see, I gained my elevation that I lost back, but I can see I got quite a bit to go. Unique view. Still got a ways to go. So far it hasn't been too bad. There's some pretty good views though. Probably gonna be really amazing at the top. Nice view of the area I hiked through from Mammoth. That's where all the silver rocks were at. So, nice little view here. Ah, cool. Okay, there's Mammoth down there. You can see, if you knew where it parked at, you'd be able to see where it parked. It's actually over this way. Flowers. More to do on the way up than I thought there would be. I thought it was just going to be a grind, but it hasn't been. It's a pretty easy hike overall. The route they picked, pretty easy. It's just kind of switchbacking up, back and forth, so it's a pretty gentle climb. You can see the parking lot. Trailhead down there. I just looked at the map a little bit ago. I've got about around 300 feet elevation gain to go. Trail got steeper, which they tend to do as you get closer to the peak. You can see points like that, and you're thinking, all right, I'm almost there, but those are probably false summits. We are pretty close though. You can see Mammoth there. So I hiked all the way from there, past the white spot, up to here. Whew. Okay, well, put the camera. Looks like a nice view. Oh yeah, it is. All right, made it up here. Alright, so there looks like the trail down, but I'm going to take a little break first. This looks like a good break rock. Brought my chair, but it's too windy to get that out. Kind of hoping there'd be a view all the way back towards Mammoth, but that last shot I got just before I got up here was the best view of it. Oh. Alright, I'm going to start heading down. Oh, actually, let's look at some numbers first. Let's see. how far up it was. How much of a hike? So that was 2160 an elevation gain. Oh no. No. Alright, so that was 2,430 feet of elevation gain from Mammoth to here. 6.65 miles. Took me 3 hours. Not too bad. Should be a lot easier going down. Should be downhill most of the way, other than the hike up to the falls. Alright, these rocks are really hard to walk in, but it's really beautiful. Ooh. Some more scenic views. Thought I'd share them with you. Ooh. Loose rocks. This looks like the kind of place you'd run into a bear, but bears should all be in bed sleeping right now because it's hot and sunny. Looks like we're going to get a view of Mammoth, but I've already dropped a lot of elevation. So you'll see how far I have to go to get back. I mean, it's only like 7 miles, so it's not real far. Of course, that's 7 miles once I get down off this hill. Nice to do a panoramic sweep. Got quite the view. It's beautiful back in here. Had fire at one point, and slowly recovering. We're getting close to being to the end of this part of the trail, the Bunsen Peak Trail. Yeah, it looks like we're going to ways to get down. Man. Whoa. Waterfall should be over there somewhere. I don't see it, but that's about where it should be at. It's baffling how crowded this park is. But then you get on the trails like this, which I'm not that far off the road. I'm like 3 miles off the trailhead. And there's nobody. Saw some people going up to the summit and back down, but nobody, there's nobody on this side. I don't know how well that'll come out on the camera, but the moss growing on the trees, really pretty looking here. Very beautiful scene. Back in bearish country. Don't see any signs of bears, but this looks like the kind of place they'd hang out. These berries aren't very big. I don't think they'd be eating those berries yet, but maybe in another month. And for Osprey Falls, I'm gonna do that, and then when I come back, this trail should go off to the left, back towards town. Yep, look at that. Nice. Trail map was accurate. Oh, that's this Bunsen though. Huh. Oh, I see. That's the trail there. If I would have went the other way, stayed on the trail, it would have been there. Nothing tells you where that goes, but I know where it goes. Trail is steep and narrow. 1.4 miles. I wonder how many people come there and see that sign, turn around. I can see the trails over there, so it must be the very end. It's really steep down to the falls, then back up. So far it's been a flat hike along the ridge. That's a nice view. You can see Gardner River really well. That's what's carved out this whole canyon, apparently. Here is the descent down to the waterfall, beginning of it. I have no idea how far down it is. I guess I could look. Maybe I will look, just so I know what I'm in for. Looks like a lot of switchbacks. Alright, about halfway down, it looks like. It's going to be quite the climb out of here. Almost there. Hope this is worth the hike. You can see mist, so that's probably a pretty good waterfall then. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Steep. Quite steep. Oh, it's okay. It's gonna be the first good view of it. Oh, nice. Wow. That was beautiful. Had a nice little break. We got some water. I'm gonna start that hike out of here. Let's take it nice and slow. Got my shirt soaking wet, so it won't be so hot. And nice view of the falls. Made it back up to the top. I just took it really slow. Plus, getting my shirt wet with this fast drying material kept me really cool. That was the main thing I was worried about, was the heat coming out of there. The sun, full sun right now, it's really hot. It wasn't too bad coming out. I think I'm going to have somewhere around 4,000 elevation gain today, though. Wow. Alright, so I think I have around 6 miles back to my car. Nice view here on the bridge I drove over this morning. Going over, it goes over towards Roosevelt Hotel and that way. This goes down to the canyon eventually. And there's Mammoth. Made it back to the Mammoth Hot Springs, so almost back, probably another half mile. All right, I made it back to the Jeep. Oh, that was a pretty good hike. It was really beautiful, so much to see. It gets a little bit of everything about Yellowstone. So it was 15.7 miles, and it was a total of 3,600 elevation gain. Be nice. See if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's what the loop looked like. I highly recommend that hike if you have 7 hours to do it. You could always lop off the waterfall if you don't want to see that, but that was beautiful. It wasn't really added like an hour to the hike, so it was worth it. All right, so off to campground for tonight. All right, here's my campsite for tonight. There's no camp pad. I thought about putting it there, but that's just a crappy place to put a tent. So I'm gonna sleep in the Jeep, so got all my inside stuff. So my Jeep exploded. So, but I have bear box here. I can put a bunch of all my food in there tonight. I'm using my solar panel to charge up my phone. I'm not gonna have a fire tonight. This seems way too dry to have one anyways.